We've all seen videos where an English teacher says something like, "Stop saying you're welcome if you want to sound like a native English speaker." And what I want to say today is, don't stop saying you're welcome. You're welcome is usually the best way to reply when someone says thank you. You're welcome is really the only way to reply to thank you that is appropriate for almost every situation. You're welcome is appropriate for formal situations and informal situations. You're welcome is an appropriate way to reply when someone thanks you for something simple like giving them a gift, opening a door for them, or lifting a heavy object for them. And it's also appropriate for situations in which someone thanks you for spending time and energy doing something more difficult for them. So, today, although we are going to look at some expressions that we often use instead of "you're welcome," I want you to remember that you don't need to stop saying "you're welcome." These expressions that we are going to learn about today are good for when someone thanks you for doing something that requires your time and energy. But they can sound a bit weird when you use them as a reply when someone thanks you for doing something simple, like opening a door or giving them a gift. So these are expressions that you can use to reply when someone thanks you for something like picking them up at the airport, taking care of their dog while they were on vacation, or other things like this that require time and energy. The first two expressions that I want to give you are very normal. They are good for both formal and informal situations. These are the standard ones that I recommend using when you want to be more polite or when you don't know someone very well. But they are also perfect to use with friends and family. First is, "I'm glad I could help," or "I'm happy I could help." Second is, "It was my pleasure," or just "my pleasure." The next 6 expressions are still common and normal, but they are a bit more informal. They're a bit more casual. You will probably use these with your friends, family, or coworkers who you have a close, friendly relationship with. Don't mention it. This is just a friendly way to say, "You don't need to thank me. We don't need to talk about this." Don't worry about it. Anytime. And yeah, this one means, "I'm happy to help you again, anytime that you might need help." But be careful, because you're really telling them that I will help you again, anytime. And it can sound a bit weird in some situations. For example, one time a guy held a door open for me at a shopping mall, and I said thank you, and he replied, "Anytime." And I thought, anytime? So I don't know you, but if I call you tomorrow morning and I say, "Hey, I need help opening this door, you'll come and help me?" Of course. No worries. No problem. And remember that all of those are informal. They're best with friends, family, people who you have a close relationship with. And there are some people who really don't like it when people say "no problem." So just keep that in mind. Some people don't like "no problem" because they feel like, well, why would that be a problem? And the last 2 expressions are expressions that I have heard many English learners use, but I personally don't like because I haven't often heard them used by native English speakers in real life. The first one is "never mind," which means the same thing as "don't mention it." But "don't mention it" sounds friendly. "Never mind" can often sound rude, because usually when we use "never mind," we don't use it to say "you're welcome." We use it to say, "Let's change the topic of the conversation. I don't want to talk about this." And the final one is not at all. And from my understanding, some British people use this, but it's mostly used when someone says something that expresses concern for you. For example, "Thank you so much. You must have spent a lot of time doing this." So I guess if you're in the UK and someone says something like that to you, yeah, you can go ahead and use it. But I've never heard it used in real life, so I definitely don't recommend using it in the US. So yeah, those are all of the expressions that I wanted to talk about today. There are other ones that people use sometimes, but these are the ones that I felt were the most important for us to talk about. And remember that these expressions are best when someone has actually done something for you that required time and/or energy. If someone thanks you for holding a door open for them, and you reply, "I'm glad I could help," that's really weird. Don't do that. In simple situations like that, just say, "You're welcome." So yeah, that's all for today. Thank you for watching.